What's up everybody, Coach Kyle here, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for future content, look back at old videos, there's a ton of them, and if you find this topic especially helpful or interesting, please share it. And today I'm going to talk about a question I saw on Reddit, and it was running my first ultra marathon. Does it matter what train I train on? And I like this question because it's very applicable to the recent ultra I did right up there on that hill. It goes up, don't worry, but I had 3 weeks to train for it, and I've been primarily a road runner for the last 6 years or so. So I've actually avoided a lot of trails because I had I sprained my ankle a few years ago, and it's been a little wonky, but it's good to go now. So 3 weeks to train for the technical, hilly, switchbacky ultra marathon. It was a 24-hour race, and so basically for the 3 weeks I had to train for it, I did as much running as possible on the sister hill to this one right over there. It's a 7-minute jog from my front door to the trail system, and I would do as much running as possible on those switchbacks. It's very similar to the terrain that I raced on, so I have no doubt that speed hiking up some of the real steep sections and running downhill on the trails over the rocks absolutely prepared me for the needs that I encountered, that my feet encountered during the 100K that I ran. So when I was training for the downhill marathon, road marathon, I did a lot of downhill tempo runs. So again, training specificity is extremely important because if you're training for a downhill road race, like I have my athletes do downhill strides, downhill tempo runs if they're training for a net downhill race. If they're training for a race like I just did, where it's primarily uphill switchbacks and technical rocky sand coming downhill, they're going to do a lot of that in training. So the purpose of training, the purpose of everything you do before the event is to improve your specific endurance, your ability to tolerate the needs of the race. And a big part of that is getting better, more comfortable at the footing, the incline, the surface that you'll encounter during the race. So consider what event you're training for, and consider how you can implement similar conditions, heat as well. I did a lot of running in the afternoon because I was gonna run through the day up on the hill. So consider all this when you're planning your routes, planning when you run, and implement that in your training. I try to do that as best I can. I try to remind my clients, hey, you're training for a downhill race, do this tempo run downhill, net downhill, on pavement if you can. So that's just a real important thing to consider and keep in mind as you train for your next event. And as always, you keep running, I'll keep coaching.